Hi, this is Danielle DeCow, and I am doing my Module 3 assignment interview and reflection. So, for this assignment, I interviewed my friend Jessica Pond. Jessica is also a family child care provider. She is currently or has currently been providing in home care for the past 5 years. Jessica is also an RN, and she is currently working to complete her BSN. Prior to going to school for her RN, she did work doing in-home childcare a previous time for several years. Her first in-home childcare job was actually working for me in my in-home childcare as a substitute. That was back in 2005 and 2006. So it's been a few years. She has had many years of early childhood experience, nursing experience, and she is a mom to 3 children who have type 1 diabetes. And one of her children also has other varying special needs. During our conversation, I learned how strongly she felt about play and learning, about play and learning being connected, especially during the early childhood years. She talked about how children can learn important skills through play. Some examples that she provided were how they work on math concepts while building with blocks, or how they work on their language and especially their social skills while playing in the dramatic play area. And Jessica talked about how she uses many open-ended toys in her program and finds that to keep the curiosity of the children up and to keep them engaged, she rotates toys often. We spent much time talking about inclusion. That's very important to her, especially with having a child with varying special needs, and then also having children with diabetes and the struggles that they face and have faced in their lives. So we talked a lot about inclusion and what that has looked like in her program over the years. She said that she loves that she is able to have a mixed age group of children in family child care, because she's found that it does make inclusion easier because every child is already at a different level of learning. In her program, due to her play-based model, every child is given the opportunity to engage in various activities that match their individual abilities. And so she feels that inclusion in her environment isn't as obvious or as hard to do because, like she said, every child is already at a different level of learning and a different ability due to their age. Finally, we talked about how she makes learning visible to the parents of her program. She finds that this is extremely important because most parents are not aware of how much learning does take place during play versus what most parents think needs to happen for learning in structured preschool type activities. And so having open conversations with parents, she's able to share with them the learning that's actually taking place during their play. To make the learning visible, she has conversations with the parents about what the children do each day. For instance, she explains how by exploring Play-Doh, by pushing and squeezing it, helps the children build the muscles in their hands that are required for pre-writing and writing later on. The thing that stood out to me the most during our talk was her view on inclusion. She shared that inclusion doesn't have to be big and complicated. Sometimes inclusion simply looks like giving a child extra time to complete a task, or putting toys and books at different heights or levels so that all the children can reach them. She said that she makes sure that there are a variety of art supplies available, like making sure that children that have harder time with grasp have chunky crayons, or using various sizes of stampers with different grip sizes, so that there's something that every child with different grip abilities can utilize all of the supplies. I could tell that she had really thought about how she can meet each child exactly where they are in their development. The way she talked about inclusion made me wish that every early childhood educator could see inclusion in this way. That it really is just meeting every child where they are, whether they have a differing ability or whether they're a typically developed child. We're always looking for ways to meet each child's need. One thing that really resonated with me was her ability to have those continual conversations with parents about what the children are learning. To me, this showed that she has a good grasp of what child development looks like and an understanding of what the children are learning with each and everything that they do all day long. She talked about how they learn even through the daily tasks of washing hands and using the bathroom and all of those custodial type tasks that we do as providers, and how the children are even learning through those tasks as well. She talked about how explaining this to the parents, how the children are building language as they pretend play in the dramatic play area, or once again, how the Play-Doh builds the muscles in their hands and their arms, to help the parents connect the things that their children love with important skills that they need to learn. She talked about how she understands that parents these days do worry about children being ready for kindergarten or even preschool readiness, and how she can use those everyday conversations to help the parents tie what the children are learning in their play to the skills that they and the skills that they're learning through that play to those developmental needs to be ready for preschool and kindergarten.